right place. So, speaking of the Beatles, let's speak of the Beatles here. So, were the first Beatles sessions you worked on the Let It Be sessions at Apple, or did you work with them at Abbey Road first?
No, the first sessions were at Apple,
And you
and
were sent as a Abbey Road sort of representative, or how did that come about?
no, they needed a tape op. They just didn't have any staff
Right.
at their new studio, um, and Abbey Road Abbey Road's mobile unit was taken on to take some consoles down there to install in place of Magic Alex's console,
Right.
which simply did not work. Um, so I was there to to help a bit with that installation, and then soon after that to be their tape op for the ensuing few days, including the rooftop. Thankfully, I was not down in the basement doing tape for the rooftop session. I was actually up on the roof, watching it happen, praying that no mics broke down because
Right.
that's why I was. Um, but I was in the right place definitely to be on the
Yeah.
roof, not
I mean, because
not.
I think I've seen a picture of you. You're right behind one of the cameramen, right?
Yes, crazy decision on my part to place myself there because I'm not in one single foot of the movie. At least not yet. Peter Jackson, I met a few months ago, and he swears that I will be in his movie. So
All right.
I'm looking forward to seeing that.
And how was it working with Glyn Johns on that? Because I imagine, I mean, it was a lot going on. It was a busy time, but how was that, and how did he compare to the engineers you were used to working with?
I liked him very much. Despite it being the Beatles, he was still very helpful and educational. He would say, "Why do you think I'm doing this?" Pointing a mic away from a guitar amp, and yeah, very educational and kind and fun to work with. And I knew his reputation, and I knew what he was being paid. And that was what staggered me. He was getting £5 an hour allegedly, and that was so much money. I mean,
That's a guitar every hour.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, and he was one of the first engineers to move between studios and be available elsewhere.
He was the concept of a freelance engineer just hadn't really clicked uh, until that point.
Yeah.
Um, and Abbey Road would have a problem if an outside engineer came in. Um, it was almost like a trade union. There would always have to be an Abbey Road engineer on the session as well as any independent engineer.
Right.
I mean, ironically, Jeff Emerick came in as a freelance engineer after he'd left Abbey Road, and he was not allowed to be on the console, and I would be his engineer. It's crazy. Limit the voice a bit more, turn the top on the snare drum a bit. I mean, he should have been doing it. It shouldn't have been.
I suppose it's quite an education, though, to have to engineer through his ears. That's got to have been interesting.
It was very interesting. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. Okay, so back to Abbey Road, the studio, to work on Abbey Road, the album.
Right.
So,
That was a much lengthier and more rewarding experience overall in terms of what I learned from it. Um, it was back to precision recording again, whereas Let It Be had been very kind of sloppy. It's just playing the songs live, and then Phil Spector, did his stuff on it. But yeah, it was back to precision recording, and their first real encounter with 8-track on
right.
a precision recording.
So, sorry, just to go back to the Let It Be. I mean, I should know this because everybody should know everything about every Beatles album. But I forget things. So on those basic tracking sessions, Phil was not involved at all at that point, right? The record was brought to him after. So this is just Glyn and the band self-producing at that point, right?
And George Martin was
Okay.
there.
Oh, so he was actually physically there for all those sessions as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, he may have stepped out occasionally to do a quick sort of black session or something, but
Yeah.
my memory is that he was there most of the time. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Again, things I'm supposed to know, but
No. Far from.
All right. So we get.